G'day everyone, Jake McEwen here and welcome back to Still Noise Podcast. My guest on today's show is Taz Witkamp, an Australian oil painter whose vibrant work captures the country's landscapes. She has a deep connection to the environment in which she paints, which has led to her becoming a passionate environmental activist. She can often be found on the front line of rallies and protests fighting to protect the environment in which she paints. Taz is a lovely, kind and gentle soul, and I was lucky enough to have her sit in here with me, share a glass of wine, and get me up to scratch on what's been going on in her life at the moment. So let me introduce you to Taz Witkamp. Hey Taz.
Hello.
How you going?
Good, and yourself?
Good, thank you. Thanks for coming in.
Pleasure.
sitting in the studio here.
Mm-hmm.
We've got your lovely partner,
My darling.
the Pog over there, sitting in for a live sitting, which is good. Always a pleasure to be in the presence.
It's my support animal.
Yeah, my support animals in here too. The dog's over there. Yeah, we got the whole crew.
Yeah.
Well, so how you been going? I mean, I just attended your exhibition not so long ago. So you've been busy, that's for sure.
Been busy. Good fun. You're always at my exhibitions. I feel like you've got a really good attendance score.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I notice.
yeah. I've been. I get the participation award.
Yeah.
I participate in all the openings.
Yes, and I appreciate it so much.
Oh, it's so good, man. So good.
They're always so much fun. Like, I feel like the whole community comes out. Like, when you work in a studio by yourself all year and all of a sudden you just have your one day of social interaction, you don't know who's going to rock up, and it's just like overwhelming every year. Amazing.
Yeah, is it pretty hectic?
Yeah, it's hectic. To go from, not seeing anyone, just having myself and my podcast, to going into a room where everyone wants to touch and talk to you.
Yeah, suddenly all the attention's on you. You're like, wow.
Yeah, it's
you in a room with lots of colours and paints to you in a room with lots of voices and attention.
And praise. Like, how do you go with praise? Because I'm like, thanks.
I mean, a little bit of praise for sure. I get chuffed, but like if I've got 100 people telling me how good I am all at once, it's a bit like, well, probably get you a bit frazzled, I guess.
You have to teach yourself to be like really good at taking compliments, which is like so unnatural. You're
Thanks
like,
so
it's nothing. Like, but yeah, it's so overwhelming, and I'm so appreciative. I feel very privileged and lucky.
Yeah, epic.
Such a good community here.
Did it? How long did it take you to work up? I mean, to finish all the pieces for that one?
I mean, I hadn't had a solo with Gallery Alchemy in like a year and a half.
Yeah.
So usually the last few years I did one a year, and I had that little bit of extra time this year. So yeah, solid
That
18
helped.
months of work there.
Yep. There you go.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah. So what was this one called again?
It was called Cellophane.
Cellophane. That's right. Yep. And so is it all? So wait, you're a landscape artist, right? Only landscapes?
Primarily landscapes. Yeah, I've dabbled in other things.
You have dabbled?
Yeah.
And
but your landscapes have my heart.
Yeah. Nice. Okay. Yeah. So that one was cellophane, and it was like, is it all local? Was it all local landscapes?
It was pretty much all local. A little bit of Snowy Mountains. I love doing down there.
Yep,
I did. Actually, something a little bit different. I did some underwater scenes this time.
Yep.
Yeah.
I saw that,
and
actually.
then,
that was epic, yeah.
Where else? Yeah, just lots of little hidden gems. It's pretty much everywhere we go during the course of that time. And all those paintings, all those places exist. They're out there. They're
so good.
They're probably not where you expect to find them. There are a lot of nooks and crannies and places on the side of the road or off the beaten path. But yeah. A lot of variety, but I feel like it was a nice mix of places. Yeah,
no, that was a good one. And we were just saying before, you sold a good portion of them, right, on the night?
Yeah, well, the gallery put out a pre-sale kind of thing and sold quite a few before that, which is
Wow, that's cool.
amazing and such a relief to
I bet.
see your stuff just go like that and know that people liked it.
For sure.
But and then on the night sold a few more, which is just so appreciative.
Yeah, it'd be maybe intimidating is not the word, but I'm sure there's a level of anxiety leading up to that, being like, I've just spent a whole year preparing this. I hope people like it.
It's very vulnerable, like working on something that only really me and Pog saw.
Yeah.
And then to put it on a wall in front of all your closest friends and all the people that expect a lot from you.
Yeah.
Just that relief that came crumbling down when I was like, I think I did good.
Just a bit of a weight. Just shake that monkey off your back.
Yeah, and something that means so much to me, and I like it. So I'm like, this is what I want to do. I'm so glad that other people like it as well. Yeah. Oh,
it's unbelievable. I've always said once I get a spot of my own, I'm getting a big old piece. I'm gonna fill the fucking wall with one.
My biggest fan.
Yeah, biggest. Well, before we get too much into art, we could probably talk about art for hours, but before we go too deep into that right now, tell us a bit about I guess like younger Taz, where you grew up.
Yeah.
A bit about your childhood, I guess.
Yeah, I grew up I actually grew up in Narrabeen up on the Northern Beaches, and then moved to Avalon up there. My mum's an artist.
Yeah.
So I had mum to kind of help me along with that, and then her father was an artist.
Right.
So my grandpa, and then his father was an artist.
Okay, it's in the
So
blood.
there was 3 generations before me, and they actually got to have like a 3 generations exhibition. Like,
wow.
It must have been a few years before I was born, but yeah. So coming into kind of like a dynasty of like these oil painters. Yeah.
Did that come with pressure?
So much pressure.
Yeah, okay.
Like I was just like, I wonder if my mum was just like, oh, I hope I've got 2 sisters. I wonder if my mum was just like, which one?
Which one is gonna carry on this legacy?
But yeah, it's just I feel very lucky. I was also so privileged because my mum and my grandfather always had oil paints laying around. So like everyone that gets started in art kind of has to get their own paint and everything sorted and find their own, source like classes or whatever it is. And I was just sitting at home and I had access to so many art materials, and then like a professional artist as well.
So you just needed the vision. Yeah,
it was just, I feel very lucky, and I just loved it from the get-go. Like anything messy, it's just, and an oil paint's expensive. It's so expensive.
Yeah, fully.
So mum would have all of her, like people think my paint's thick. You should see my mum's.
Really?
My mum's like straight out of the tube.
Is she only oil paint as well?
Yeah.
Are you only oil paints?
Yeah, I am. Yeah. I've dabbled in acrylics, but it's just like...
No, just oil.
It's very different. Yeah,
okay.
Very different. But she would slather it on.
It
was like tiling with grout. Like she uses so much paint. So she would just have these tubes and tubes and tubes of oil paint laying around, and then she would kind of think she was done with them and squeeze it out and throw it in the bin, and I'd grab that tube and like wring it out and be like, I'm going to use all these leftover colours, which is funny as well because I ended up using like the same palette as her because I was just like whatever colours. So oil paints, the way they work is they're in series, so different colours are more expensive than others.
Oh, right.
And it's all based on like how hard it is to source the pigment.
Where is it extracted from? Is it like a
it's
natural
all different
extraction?
things. So some things it comes from like natural sources, like there are some that come from like beetle wings and like metals and rocks and things where it's naturally found. But then they have hues, which is like when they scientifically like manufacture that color using chemicals.
Right.
But yeah, if you want to get those really expensive like cadmiums and stuff like that, what
was the cadmium?
Cadmium it's like the purest kind of like pigment. It's when you get those like in old fashioned paintings, if you see like a king's cape or like that red color,
like a dark reddy
and
purple.
It's really vibrant.
Right.
That will be the most expensive paint, and
cadmium.
They always well it'll be I'm pretty sure it's cadmium.
Cadmium.
So that'll be like the authentic pigment, and then they can have like a hue of that, so it'll be the cheap version.
Yeah.
But yeah, they always back in the day would reserve these really expensive colours for expensive portraits of like royalty pretty much.
What?
So oil painting has such like a rich history of that, of like who even like what paintings deserve what colours.
Oh.
But yeah, so if Mum had those colours laying around, I'd be squeezing that.
Just be sure. Give me some of that cadmium.
Yeah, but now not so much. Like I'll just use any old paint. I'm just like I'm like, if there's a paint on sale, I'm like, I'm gonna wear this color and I'm gonna make it. I'll just make it happen. Yeah.
Can you tell? Can you tell the difference, or like? But like, if you were to look at it, the kind of manufactured hue. Is that right? Am I using the right terminology?
Yeah, like HUE.
Yep, manufactured hue or the cadmium. Can you tell the difference if you were to have a stroke of each on a bit of paper?
I mean, they're getting pretty good at it. I reckon I could feel if I was painting with it, because it's kind of like, you know what something that really high pigment feels like? You know when you've got cheap paint?
Denser, you can feel the density.
Yeah, so it'll be, you can just use it straight out of the tube and it will be that matte, like really, really high colour. But yeah, I mean, sometimes, I reckon it'd be like wine. Sometimes, I reckon.
Yeah.
But some colours, yeah.
Yeah. Was your mum a professional artist? So that was her. So she does that for a living?
Yeah.
Is she a landscape artist?
She does a bit of everything. She does a lot of beaches.
Yep.
She's up on a lot of beaches. A lot of beaches and like sailboats and scenes very specific to like where I grew up, which is on Pittwater up there. And yeah, she does like, she'll do nudes, flowers, like
everything.
Yeah. She's got like a pretty broad variety of stuff. She started doing portraits for the Archibald, which is really funny to watch.
Cool.
Because it's just like she's challenging herself as well now, and I'm like, I want to always be learning, always be challenging yourself, because she's so good at what she does. And she's so impressive that she managed to make it as a landscape artist. And like I think that's a rare thing as well, that I had a role model like that.
Oh, it's amazing.
Because I feel like most people, I don't know, the amount of times I got the question when I was like fresh out of art school, and it was, what are you going to do? Like, what do you want to do with yourself? And I'd be like, oh, I'm going to be an artist. And they'd be like, yeah, so what are you really going to do?
No, but like, how are you going to make money? I'm going to be an artist. That's cool. Yeah. On the weekends, but what are you going to do in the week? Yeah.
And like, I mean, fair enough. Like, not many artists do make a living out of it, but I feel like I was so lucky to grow up with that.
You do make a living out of it? Is that your sole source of income?
That's my sole source of income at the moment, which is like
so good.
Hopefully that keeps going. But yeah, it's also something that you tussle with, because you could probably get a job that pays better, but not be doing what you love.
It seems like that with art. It's not the steady, continuous income, but when it comes in, it's like, boom, there's a coin.
Yeah. And the money comes in, I'm like, more art supplies.
Yeah. And is it costing you a lot in supplies?
It's a lot in supplies, yeah.
I bet, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm right in saying that the big fella over here, Pog, is doing the frames for all of them?
Pog does a lot of the frames. Yep. So originally I didn't frame my work. My mum doesn't frame hers, but... Just straight canvas. But then I love the idea of the float frames.
Yeah.
That I put them in. And
is it a float frame where you got the gap between the canvas and the frame?
Yeah.
I noticed that. How do you do that?
Yeah.
How do you get it to stay floating?
So it's just a type of framing that has like a moulding, so it sits perfectly in the middle, and you can use window packers and kind of fit it in there nicely. But so I was going to get them like professionally framed, and it's super expensive, and it was also like using pine. And I had this idea in my head that I really wanted to use like proper hardwood, like Australian hardwood, and I really wanted to use recycled timber. So I just kind of started watching heaps of YouTube, and I was like, I think we can do this ourselves. And banged out, like Pog was helping me brainstorm how to do it, banged out a couple of frames with like timber. And then I ended up finding Thor's Hammer, which I will give them a shout out, because in Canberra, this is amazing recycled timber yard.
No.
And they just get their timber from like all these really cool places. Like there was timber from like old schools and timber from like the old bridges at Kosciuszko. Like when they take apart piers in Sydney, they'll get all this like really cool old timber that has a story, and they'll mill it all up and sell it as recycled timber. So we got timber from there, and then I had a crack at framing, but I'm not the best at it. Like I'm no carpenter. So
you called in the heavy hitter.
Yeah, I called Pog in.
Yeah.
Pog's got a bit of better eye.
Yeah.
I'm a bit of a that'll do, and you can't really do that with frames.
You're better at the intricate, finer details, and Pog's good at cranking it all together.
Yeah.
Being a landscaper.
I've also got
Just like putting up in a retaining wall, isn't it, mate? Just slapping in a retaining wall just around a canvas instead.
I also got my little sister, like she's on and off with work as well. So then me and Pog just taught her how to do it. So now it's become this thing where kind of I've got a few people
collaborative
that can,
effort.
step in and do it, and
That's cool.
bit of extra money for her, and like
yeah,
so happy with them.
Oh, they look so good.
Yeah,
and it's cool because I guess a lot of the recycled timber is probably native Australian hardwood. Am I correct?
Yes.
Is it all?
Yeah, it all is. Yeah,
So-
most of it's like a ash, like a Victorian ash, but we've also done turpentine. What was the other one? Redwood. We've done a few different types. But yeah.
So all your paintings are Australian
Mm-hmm.
landscapes, right?
Mm.
So you're doing Australian landscapes with Australian timber.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, it's all the package, right?
Yeah, Australian sandwich.
Yeah, Australian sandwich with the Australian native Pogo over here doing the framing, or your sister.
Mm.
It's the perfect storm, right?
Yeah, I feel like I've really lucked out. It's just everything's working really well as we do it right now.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I've got a really good little thing going.
You do.
And a local gallery as well, which is so cool.
Yeah, that's amazing. Huh?
Yeah, I struck gold with that. Like, I don't have to drive to Sydney to go to a million different galleries. We just have this
Display your
tiny
work.
little gallery in Milton that manages to do so well and pull like
Gallery Alchemy, is it?
yeah, Gallery Alchemy.
Alchemy is the word, yeah.
Mm.
And what was it previously?
It was Van Rensburg Galleries, yeah.
And it was a partnership, right? And then one of the ladies...
Yeah. So the old owner was Beulah, who her last name was Van Rensburg, and now it's Sarah took over.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she's got Gallery Alchemy.
And it's just Sarah running it on her own?
At the moment, I think so, yeah.
Cool, yeah. Cool.
She's had a lot of helpers and stuff over the time, but yeah, Sarah's the backbone.
Sarah's the muscle. Holding it down.
Yeah.
With your siblings, are they artists as well or no?
No, I've got my older sister is a teacher.
Yep.
And then my little sister, she does movie sets, like art department.
Whoa.
Yeah, so she's doing all kinds of stuff. It's like kind of the last minute touch up things on a set. So it can be anything from like, I don't know, making something look old or like making it look like it snowed it last night. Like it's just this crazy job, but yeah, she's super creative as well, and that suits her perfectly.
Wow, sick.
Very hands-on, so she's good at that sort of stuff.
Did they dabble in art when they were younger, and it just didn't bite them like it did you, I guess?
I mean, like we were all doing art for sure.
Yeah. Are they good artists?
They're good. It's so funny you can't ask that because
All right, you don't have to answer that one.
my sisters will listen to this and they will laugh because my older sister didn't really do much art, but like we have this funny story where like my older sister refused. You remember like when you did kids drawings and you draw like someone outside, and my sister refused to color in the sky. She would just do the line at the top. Do you remember doing that as a kid?
Yeah,
you just draw the
line
of the sky on the top of the page.
Blue line.
And my mum was just going, hey, you have to colour in the sky. The sky is everywhere. And she's like, nah. Maybe that's when she dropped the pencil.
That is enough. I don't want to do it.
But yeah, I mean, yeah. And then Sienna, my other sister, just took to anything that you can make and be crafty with your hands. And that took her to design and then into her job now.
Right, cool. What about your old man?
Dad, he's an electrician.
Right.
Yeah, so he lives with us. So out at Mignana. Yeah, so it's just me, Pog, and him.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So, excuse me if I'm prying too much. Are your parents together?
No, they're not together.
Together. Okay,
Mum's up in Avalon still,
Mum's
and
in
Dad's in Mignana. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you guys living at Daddy's place? Is that right?
Are
you living at your dad's place?
Yeah, at Dad's place, yeah.
Yep, sweet.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a nice little zone you got there.
It's so nice,
Been there for a while, huh?
Yeah, well, it's worked out so well because we originally it was a temporary situation when me and Pog were over in Japan, living over there. We did like a couple of seasons there, and then COVID happened, And because me and Pog we met in Japan the first season, came back, did Jindabyne season, went back over, so hadn't been really stably home.
Yeah.
Went back over to Japan. COVID dragged us home, and then we were like, okay, where do we go? Pog was down here. I was still in Sydney. And then I was like, Dad's got his place down there. He probably can't holiday rent it in COVID.
Let's go there.
So we were like, let's just rent it off Dad. And then we never left.
Wow. That's pretty sick. I mean, you're in a good zone.
Yeah.
Why would you leave?
Yeah.
Have you got a good space for your art?
Kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, we make do.
Yeah.
It's an old house. So kind of just pushed everything to the side downstairs. I think a lot of people probably expect that I would have something a bit more glamorous. Yeah. I work outside a lot of the time just for the fresh air.
The ambience.
And like the terps gets to you.
Oh yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
Are you using terps to like clean up strokes that you don't want, or does it work as a thinner as well? Or?
Yes, terps is pretty much like if you were to paint with normal paints, the water, you have to swap it for terps.
Okay.
It's like
with
the
oils,
thinner,
okay.
and you wash your brushes and everything with it.
Yep.
And it's potent.
Yeah, it's intense. My dad was a painter.
Yeah, right.
Not of the artistic kind.
The house
of
kind?
the slapping it on the walls kind of painting. But it's kind of like a bit nostalgic for me. I smell terps, I'm like,
Oh, it's nostalgic for me.
That.
Like,
it's like almost comforting, sort of.
It does worry me when I can't smell it anymore. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, people walk into my house and they're like, whoa.
It reeks. Yeah. It's like with the plumbing glue.
Yeah, I bet.
When you're plumbing, the glue reeks. But I just don't smell it. And I'll be covered in it. I'll come home and like my partner will be like, what? That reeks.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? I can't smell it.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh crap. Like, does that mean I'm just breathing in chemicals all the time?
Yeah, that's why Morse always smells like resin.
Yeah, Morse does always smell like resin. That is very true. So when you're painting a landscape, are you setting yourself up ever in front of that landscape and getting the basic kind of outline, or are you taking a photo, or are you just going straight out of your head?
So we'll go out in nature a lot. Yeah. That's what it always starts. We'll go out into nature, find places. I rarely know that I'm going to find something, but it's usually just a bushwalk or something, and I will look for places that have like a little bit of water, a little bit of rocks, a little bit of bushland, and that's usually a good recipe for something that I like painting, especially the water. I love it when it's got like some reflections or interesting point. Composition wise. So we'll go out into nature and find a lot of places, and I'll take my phone and just take crappy, like pretty shitty photos. If you were to look through my phone, you would not recognize the paintings probably. Yeah. But it's just getting that composition.
Yeah, getting the idea.
Sometimes I do go paint out in the bush. I've been trying to do that a bit more lately, especially when it's a bit cooler in winter. And I've got my truck now, so I can load that up, take it in the bush. But yeah, with the photos, especially if we're like on the move doing like, I don't know, we might be at the snowboarding or just on like a big hike or something, I'll take the photos and come back and use that as a compositional start and kind of work with that. I found it's so funny, you can't make the shit up when it comes to nature. Like something, if you think of a scene by a river or something, that's probably taken hundreds of years to kind of all those pieces to arrive where they are
to come
like that.
Together. Yeah, right.
So if I was to try and make that up, it would just look too perfect and artificial.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that makes sense.
If I collect a photo or something, I'll start working with it, and then usually it'll get to the midway point and my brain will just take over and start being like, okay, I'm going to play with this and this and this.
Yep.
Especially colours. I love exaggerating the colours.
Yep.
I love working with the like complementary opposite colours. So if you think of like a street light or something and you think of like an orangey glow, you'll find the opposite colour, that the road will be like that blue. Yeah. And it's just this really interesting dance between like the colours that really amplifies contrast, and it's so interesting to play with, and I think that's what makes things pop. And once you see it, I don't think you can like unsee it. Yeah. Like now I have it's kind of an oil painting rule, but it's also like my mum gave me this rule. It's like you never use black.
Really?
Black doesn't exist.
Really?
Because you have to make your own black. You have to make your own shades. So like
Whoa.
if you get a shadow, it's often never just black
Purpley,
added to it. It'll be,
blue.
yeah, you add the opposite color. So it'll turn it into it'll accentuate it by being the opposite.
Right.
But yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Right, no black. Ever?
No black. I don't have a black tube on my
Shut
shelf.
up.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's...
Got like a really
that's
dark blue. Like
Yeah.
a Prussian blue is probably the closest, but that's still very blue.
Really?
Yeah.
Whoa, that's very
And, like,
interesting.
Yeah, like a cool blue and like a warm red will make like an interesting, like all these different shades of like deep dark purple. That's really cool, but no black.
I'm going to go and bury my head in a painting next time I can and see that.
I'm gonna go
Because-
dissect my painting and be like,
Yeah,
aha.
like, aha, that is not black. I knew it. And so with your exhibitions, are you ever like tying in with other people, or are you solo? Are you like predominantly aiming for solo exhibitions, or like what's kind of your take on that?
Yeah. I mean, I kind of was painting with the idea of just my body of work being a thing, but I kind of know that Sarah always will find someone that complements.
Right.
I was really lucky this time. I had Lee Jury, and she's a ceramicist, and that was perfect because my paintings are obviously 2D, they're on the wall, but I had this really cool like 3D works in there as well, which were just so beautiful and interesting.
Was she selling those? Was
Yeah,
that part
she's
of the
selling
exhibition?
them. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
I
yeah.
just thought that might have been someone just decorated the room with those things. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
and I think she's from Braidwood or Canberra.
Right.
But yeah, so Sarah just collects these really interesting people and brings in their work for a little bit of an interesting little import from somewhere else. Yeah. Yeah. And Lee's work is beautiful, amazing. Yeah. Always been interested in ceramics, terrible at it.
Dabbled?
Oh, I've tried, but I'm horrible at it.
I'm shit at it. My housemate was pretty good. My old
Yeah.
housemate was good at it. I'm shit.
Yeah. People that are good at it, I'm like, that it's so impressive to me.
It's pretty therapeutic, isn't it? Just like sticking your hands on something, just growing
Yeah.
an object off a little lump of mud.
Yeah.
Pretty nice.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
no, I'm no good.
Yeah. Oh well. Take your strengths.
Yeah. Yeah. I like, yeah, my creative side, I feel like I have good ideas in my head, but then when I try and put them into something visual and tangible, it's not so good. But anyway, so I do recall you featuring in possibly a show in Melbourne. Correct me if this is wrong. Affordable art show or something. Is that what is that?
Yeah, so the gallery does the affordable art fairs.
Yep.
It's kind of like if you imagine like a trade show of art.
Right.
Like it's like a marketplace of like all the different galleries, whoever signs up for this thing, and then they put on a massive trade show, and the galleries will bring their artists there, and it's on in most of the big capital cities. So then it's an opportunity for that city to have a look at some different art from all over Australia.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm very lucky that the girls at the gallery, they did Melbourne, Brisbane and Sydney. So that's so cool because I'm like, my artwork has made it to all these different cities.
It spreads,
and, yeah. And so now I've got like collectors all up and down the coast, which is pretty cool.
Wow, cool.
Yeah. And even overseas, which is wild. Yeah.
Wow. So do you have like proper like diehard collector fans?
I have some people that have like 5 or more paintings, which is like
so good.
Yeah. An absolute honor. Yeah.
Wow, that's insane.
Yeah. Like, and yeah, it's just such an honor to. I've had people that have bought works and taken them overseas. There was one lady that bought one in London.
Wow.
And she took it there, and I was just thinking about like London and the weather and like kind of how different it is to what we have here. And she took this massive piece with these crazy colourful flowers, and I was like, I hope that reminds her of home, because it's going to be a taste.
Is she Australian?
Yeah, she was from around here actually, I think. I might need to be correct on that, but yeah, she did say she missed Australia, and so she had a piece of that in London, which is so cool.
Oh, crazy.
But yeah, it's just amazing to me. Like, it still boggles me that I'm just like, yeah, people buy my art that don't even know me.
Yeah.
Because I always had that thought that I'm really lucky because I've got mum and my grandpa and his grandpa, and I was like, I can kind of have a foundation there where people already know me. But then to have the validation that someone doesn't even know my family, doesn't know me, but just likes my art.
I mean, that's me.
It's just pure. Like,
that's why, that's why I'm so intrigued about, like, I mean, your family kind of history, because I don't know a thing about it.
Yeah.
I just know that you do wicked art and I like it.
They're very different. Like, my great-grandfather's stuff, he used to do the Sydney terrace houses.
That's what he painted?
Yeah. So he had this, his art kind of was revolutionary because he was celebrating, or like painting urban kind of slummy areas and making them into paintings that were being put on these walls and established like galleries. And it was this celebration of something that, you know, probably wouldn't have been noticed in the everyday. And it was just really humble little side streets and houses in the city.
Adding essence to the mundane, maybe.
And then my grandpa did a lot of like travel. He painted a lot during the war.
Right.
So, or even when he got back, he would paint. He had some amazing paintings in my grandma's house of like scenes in Papua New Guinea and just all these places that he went during the war, and these cultural scenes that were really beautiful and so different to his father. And then my mum comes along and does these amazing, vibrant, crazy beach scenes and just the epitome of kind of 90s culture as well. Just like, it was just, they're really flamboyant, like crazy pieces that was huge and just like these explosions of colour. And then, so they were probably looking at me like, what are you going to do?
All right, you're up. What's next?
Yeah.
What haven't we ticked off yet? Can you do this? Yeah. And what did grandfather do?
Yeah, great-grandfather. He was the one that did the Sydney urban houses.
Okay, and then the one...
And then my grandfather did a bit of everything, but I knew him primarily for the paintings that were in my nan's house, which were the travelling ones from overseas,
Right, yeah. And then mum was obviously pretty diverse.
Mum did a lot of stuff around Pittwater,
Yeah, and you just honed in on the Australiana.
I just chose bush.
Yeah.
Chose bush over beach, which was
pretty awesome because, obviously going out bush, going to those places of purity and quietness is like people's place of solace, and being able to bring that place that they got to travel to find that calm and quiet, you can then bring it into their home. It's like a pretty powerful transitional moment, I guess, for people. They can bring that place. Do you do custom work?
Yeah, I do a few commissions as well.
Commission work,
which is interesting. Yeah, because some people will find something that, or they'll have something in mind where they're like, "This is a really special place to me."
Can you paint this?
Yeah.
Right. Wow.
I've had some funny ones over the years.
Yeah.
Had a few requests for cat portraits.
Cat. And do you just
cats,
say...
dogs, babies.
Do you just say, sorry...
I have a new rule. No cats, dogs or babies.
What about cockatiels?
Oh, you'll be pushing it.
What about bearded dragons?
I love animals.
Yeah, see, maybe... So with your shows, would you prefer to do a solo show, would you say?
I don't really mind. I mean, I've done group shows as well, which is always fun. I'm not sure. I don't mind. Yeah.
You don't have a preference?
Not preference, yeah. I mean, it depends who's in the group show as well, because I do love looking at other people's art. I absolutely love it. And I love it when there's like a nice contrast of themes. And yeah, it's a good opportunity for like artists to meet as well.
For sure.
To share their audience. But the solo shows are also really good, and it's so cool to be able to fill a gallery with your stuff, like to be surrounded wall to wall with like stuff you've worked really hard on.
It's a pretty, like, I guess it's a pretty amazing feeling of accomplishment,
and
filling
to see
an entire space of all of your blood, sweat and tears, I guess.
And it's a lot of
dramatic,
that delayed gratification, because you have been working on it for so long, and you kind of just get to a point where they're all stacked up and you've got this collection, and then to just be like, bang, they're all on a wall, and you get to see everything you've done in the last
laid
18
out.
months.
Yeah, that'd be crazy, actually. Do you ever, like, I know, for example, doing this, when I'm editing it and stuff, I'm like, fuck, I'm sick of my voice. Like, man, I'm that sick of hearing myself speak. But I mean, obviously you just got to push past that. Do you ever get so overcritical that you just like, I don't even think that one's is like, I'm sick of that fucking piece. Like, it's done. I've got to where I want it. Fucking get it away from me. I'm going to put that aside and then go on the wall. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to.
I have love-hate relationships with one of my paintings.
I'm sure.
And it's hard because I'm obviously going to be really critical of my own work. And I understand that I am not done yet. Like, I haven't finished learning.
Yeah.
Even looking back to stuff that I did 2 years ago, I know that I know things now that I didn't know then. And I still appreciate all the stuff I did, and they're so different. But then I'm like, okay, imagine where I'm going to be in 5 years. Imagine where I'm going to be in 20 years. I don't think I'll ever stop learning. And I think that's just something I'm going to have to accept. And it's really hard to work on a painting and know when it's done, because I'm like, what if this just gets better the more I touch it? But then sometimes, like, my mum used to say, like, the fairy...
Fuck it? Yeah. Like, can you go too far? Yeah.
Mum used to say, like, the fairies come at night sometimes, because she'll wake up and be like, why is that painting? I thought it was so good last night when I was working on it. But then you wake up and you see it differently.
Wow.
And, like, the light and everything changes it. But, yeah, it does. Sometimes you do have to, like, leave something, put it away and come back to it.
For a couple of hours, for a night, for a week, for a month? Like, how...
Yeah.
Some have to put it away for a while.
I mean, it's hard with oil paint because it has these weird stages where it dries. So it'll go kind of to like a malleable stage. Like, it's obviously soft when you put it on, but then within a day, it's like malleable, a little bit harder. Within a couple more days, it gets like a skin on it, kind of like an old coffee or something. So you can't really hack at it with the palette knife too much, because it's going to rip the top of it. And then after that, if you leave it a few more days, it goes rock solid.
Wow.
So it's just like this weird thing where you, even if you want to play with it, you have to work with the timeline and even the seasons, because when it's hot, it obviously dries faster as well. It's like the materiality of it controls kind of the pace that you can work on the work as well.
Right. And like, I guess like probably now winter, although it's colder, if it's dry, does humidity and like the density of the air affect it? Like moisture in the air?
Yeah. I mean, anyone that works with any material substance, knows like a glue or a resin or something, knows that.
Like, yeah, of course, yeah.
Like anyone that makes a surfboard would know that resin goes off at all different it's sort of similar to that. It's outside, inside, all these different things. Yeah, and sometimes it wants, like, if you go too thin, it'll crack. Right. So there's these rules where it's like you have to go fat over lean. Yeah. So if you have like a lean, you've like thinned it out with your terps or medium, whatever. Yeah. You can't go thinner than that on top of it, because the bottom layer will dry slower. So then the top will crack on top of it. It's this whole thing. You learn it all at art school. It's very technical.
So you went to art school? I
did go to art school, yes.
For, like, you did normal primary sort of education, like primary school, high school. And then you went to art school in Sydney?
Yeah, I went to uni at COFA, which is like the UNSW campus for like art.
Right.
It's called UNSW Art and Design now. Yeah.
And was there the option to just purely focus on paint, or?
Yeah. Like, it was tricky because the art was more kind of focused on the conceptual kind of museum style stuff. So they were always kind of pushing you to think harder and push the boundaries of what you were doing. Yeah. Whereas to be a like traditional painter was a little bit harder to explain yourself. Yeah. But met some amazing people. It was really interesting to be there and to be amongst people that are so dynamic and like thinking about everything in so many different... I did some wild stuff at uni that wasn't anything to do with drawing and painting. Like, it was just exploring all different mediums and just playing with things. It was like a very playful time. But yeah, I feel like I did most of my learning about what I actually do now after art school. Yeah, right. Which is interesting, yeah.
It's crazy. And how long were you at art school?
I was there for 4 years. Yeah.
Okay, so that's a kind of a pretty standard sort of tertiary educational period. I don't know if I explained that right.
It was a standard bachelor degree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you just like, once you got that, you didn't do any further education. You're like, right, time for me to go out and put what I've learnt and what I already know into.
It was
into
time
the
to
swing.
travel after that. I went straight from high school into uni, and then after that I went and did a lot of traveling.
Cool.
Yeah. Travelled kind of Europe, Southeast Asia.
Sweet.
Came back from that, and then was trying to kind of kickstart a bit more art stuff, and ended up doing artist residency down in Tasmania, which was my first one down there. And that was really, really good, and sort of, I guess, laid the foundation for what I wanted to do with the Australian bush, but then ended up in Japan because I couldn't stop traveling. And then had this amazing experience in Japan because I was working in a bar, and then some friends of mine said, oh, there's some Japanese friends of mine are opening a bar in the same town that we were living in. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And they were like, they want to know if you'll do a live painting.
Wow.
And I was just like, oh, okay. What does that entail? And they were like, oh, you just paint live while people kind of drink and party around you. And I was like, okay, sounds fun. Like, I guess I'll have a crack at that. So rocked up at this little bar around the corner, tiny little bar. And they'd strung up a big canvas for me, and they met me and they were like, oh yeah, just paint whatever you want, like all good, all the drinks are free for you and your mates, like just have fun. And next thing, there's a guy playing saxophone, there's a DJ, there's 2 pole dancers. It was just like a circus of all kinds of things going on in this room, just a sensory overload.
Wow.
And then I just had about 2 hours, and I was just painting like a Japanese scene on the wall while everyone was drinking. I was getting pretty sloshed, like,
yeah. And
it was so much fun. And at the end of the night, we were like, what are we going to do with this painting? So we ended up saying, if anyone's got, $100, whatever, we're going to give it to charity and you can take the painting home. So then it was so much fun. And I was like, that's $100 for charity. Like, that was so easy and so fun for me. So we ended up doing it like through the whole season, just like every Saturday night.
Sick.
I would just do these live paintings. And we ended up just doing so many, and it was so much fun. Pod came and watched one of those.
Yeah.
A few of those. My mum came over and visited, and I was like, Mum, get up here. Both painting on this canvas in front of everyone.
So obviously it's not just only Australian landscapes you painted. You obviously did Japanese landscapes?
Dabbled in the Japan.
Were you playing around in your head with Australian landscapes and painting them there? It was all Japanese landscapes.
It was Japanese landscapes,
cool.
Yeah. I was
Snow?
having, a lot of snowy
Alpine
scenes.
stuff, yeah.
I've always loved doing alpine scenes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was doing that and very inspired by like the woodblock printing style, where it's just kind of a really flat composition, just blocking things in. But it was really interesting because that quickened my style. So before then, I guess I was experimenting with lots of different things, like whether it was a bit more realistic stuff or working with different materials. But then all of a sudden I was doing these really fast paintings, and I loved the feeling of something so gestural and fast and just expressive. And when we did eventually get dragged home because of COVID, I'd done it a few times more since then in Japan, and then I came home and I realised that was how I liked painting, and I could apply that to the Australian bush. So I would paint quickly and really fast and using time as a catalyst kind of thing. So the faster I would paint, the more expressive and loose it would get, and I loved the look of that. So and then also like there's been festivals since, so like Gagey loves the festival.
Weasel stuff,
so then he was like, you can do that here, like why don't we do some raffles or raise money for charity? So I did Weaselstock and then Bloomsfield. I've done one with the gallery. Just doing those live painting experiences, which is so cool, because as someone that always felt like I wanted to contribute something that helps to fundraise, art's a weird thing where it didn't feel that helpful for stuff like that. And then all of a sudden I saw it as a tool. And I was like, this is a way to make money on the spot for something important.
And for the greater good, Yeah. And that was a question that was coming to mind when you were saying that was, would you say that doing those fast on the spot paintings, did you carry those techniques into your current style or like technique of painting? But you can't answer that, right? Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, and like on average, do you reckon? Say a picture about a bit bigger than A4. What's like? How long would that take?
I think you'd be surprised how. Everyone's always surprised if they watch me paint that I can block things in really fast and get the base of it down.
Right.
And it will look like it's moving really fast, but then it slows down because I start overthinking things
and then you start
I move slowly.
Yeah. Parts, right.
Yeah, and I start really thinking about every stroke and the movements I'm making.
Yeah.
And what each of those contribute to the painting. So trying hard not to overdo it. Yeah. But yeah, like a small painting, like I might within a few hours block it in. But then over the course of the next few days, I'll go with that materiality of it, work with how fast the paint is drying and just keep touching it. Yeah. So it's kind of hard to put a time frame on it. Right. Because some works will sit in the corner. Depends how they go.
Yeah, it just comes naturally.
Yeah.
Excuse, this is a dumb question. I'm a pleb.
Don't be silly.
But what is blocking in?
Like as in just getting the basic lines down.
Okay.
Yeah, so like filling the space.
Okay.
Getting the main composition down.
Yeah, getting the structure and then adding the final touch-ups to bring it, make it pop, bring it
alive. Yeah. Right. Yeah, kind of like the blueprints.
Okay, yep. All right, I'm following. Yep, I was like, I assumed that's what it was, but I thought if I don't ask the question, I'm going to feel like an idiot if it turns out that I had no idea what you were talking about. So... have you had any like major fuck ups, like ones where you've just gone, this is a piece of trash, like I'm throwing it, I'm fucking done with it, it's gone?
Have I? I mean, most of the time I'll know by the time I'm done with the day, and I will just grab that palette knife and just scrape it off.
Right.
And that's fine.
Scratch it back.
I don't think it's really gotten to the point where it's dried, and I've definitely axed some paintings, but not necessarily. It'll just be I'm happy enough with it, but I want to do it again, but better. Stuff like that. And I don't like to keep those works hanging around the studio because they'll just collect, and I'd rather just start again.
Is there like a market for the D graders or like the C grade?
Maybe.
There's a market.
I just don't want to look at it.
$500.
I don't want to go around to my friend's house and see a crappy painting on it.
Yeah, true. Yeah, that makes sense. But here we go. Here's the C squad. Here's all me ones. It's like when you get people's prints of the photos that they've had from years ago. Like, there you go. You can have those bloody shit ones. Yeah, true. But then it's like you don't want to project your art to the common or public eye as being below your standard of quality. Yep. Makes sense.
You're always your harshest critic, I mean.
Of course. It's always the way. Yeah. So how old do you reckon you were when you did your first exhibition?
Exhibition? I mean, maybe when I was about early 20s was a proper exhibition. Okay. So a friend of mine had a mental health charity up on the Northern Beaches, and we put together an exhibition called Art Therapy. Right. And so we got all the local artists together and had an exhibition at the local surf club, and we would do half the money to the artists and half the money to charity. Right. And that was really cool. And that was probably my first experience of doing like an exhibition, a proper one. I mean, I'd sold like a few works here and there before then.
Commission pieces or just random ones?
All kinds of, yeah. I was just like kind of just painting whatever I wanted, and family friends would come over and be like, oh, can I buy that off you? It was pretty funny. Yeah. My first painting, so funny. I don't even think Pog knows this.
First one ever?
First one that I ever sold was a portrait of Kelly Slater.
Shut up. A portrait, and now you're a landscape artist. Wow,
I copied it straight out of a Tracks magazine.
Shut up. That's crazy.
I'm pretty sure my family friend still has it.
No way. That's insane. What? It's so like, it's just such a juxtaposition to what you do now.
Yeah. Wow, but yeah, it's funny. Builds the confidence if you sell a little one every now and then. You're like, yeah, I'm an artist.
Wow. Fire out.
Yeah.
Who would you say is your greatest inspiration as an artist, or your greatest influence? I mean, nature's your inspiration and influence, but like, I mean, probably your mother as well,
yeah,
right?
mum, definitely.
But
I still find it amazing that she did what I'm doing, but with 3 kids.
yeah,
Like,
fully.
I'm like, yeah,
It's insane.
it's amazing. Like, I struggle to like have the time to do as much art as I want to do. And to imagine having like 3 young kids as well is just
Crazy.
yeah, boggles the mind.
What
But
about like, I mean,
other artists?
your mother obviously, but like, do you have like other artists, other known artists that people would recognize that you draw your inspiration from? Or
Yeah, there's an artist called Nicholas Harding who sadly passed away last year, I think.
Right.
But he does some amazing, amazing work, really thick impasto style of Australian bush.
cool.
And he's been, like, he's quite famous. I think if anyone was to Google him, you'd agree.
Yeah.
It's just mind-blowing, the stuff he does.
Yeah.
There was another artist I really like called Wendy Sharp.
I feel like I've heard both those names.
Yeah, they're quite famous.
Yeah.
And Wendy does really cool, just really the same thing, really expressive, kind of nonsensical scenes of people, and she does all kinds of scenes. Yeah, usually with people, but like also just cultural scenes and landscapes and stuff. But it's kind of the way she paints is kind of like bending reality.
Yeah.
And she paints quickly as well, and she uses that technique of the opposite colours.
Yeah, yeah.
So she'll do scenes where she's doing I don't know, like dancers or circus actors, and they'll have that lighting that you can tell it's like a performance, and it'll have the bright green and the bright pink, and it's just this, I can't even explain it. It's just the way she does it is so clever.
Right.
But yeah, just technically, I'm like, that's amazing.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, goals.
Yeah. Do you plan to forever be a landscape artist, or is it something that you'd like in your creative journey to step into a new realm, or are you going to continue at what you do?
I don't know. I mean, I just love landscape painting.
Well,
and I think
mean,
it's one of those things that will take you everywhere as well.
Inspiration to go out and find more landscapes.
It just ties in perfectly with what we do. We love nature. Like,
You do? Yeah.
Yeah, it takes you places. It is that extra level on top of going somewhere new and then getting to dissect it and really observe it quite closely by studying it. Yeah, and it helps you really pay attention to nature as well. I think that's a really important part of it, is if you can walk through a scene, but to like look really closely at something and observe it and notice little things. I think that's a good thing.
Yeah. I guess
Because
it's like
you're appreciating
photographers say they have the camera hanging over their shoulder just in a day-to-day walk, and the moment they got the camera there, they notice, oh, that's a possibility for an image. That's it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think you are so much more you observe so much more if you're looking for things.
Right. Because you're looking for finer details to find that moment or that specific. I guess it's like photography. You got to capture a moment in time. It's not like a video where you can scan the whole scene and get a bit of an overview, or that you got to get that moment.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah. So your first exhibition was early 20s, and you were saying you sold your first artwork. How old were you when you did that, you reckon? Like young?
Young.
Like what?
Like 12, 13 or
Shut
something.
up.
I was really young.
Kelly.
Yeah, I don't know.
Slapped up a quick portrait of Kelly when you were 12 and grabbed a bit of quid for that.
It was young,
sweet.
yeah.
That's so
I remember he gave me $50.
Oh, wow.
And
so
I was frothing.
just like, yes.
Yeah.
When was the point that you realised, oh, okay, I can kind of follow in Mum's footsteps and this can be my career as an artist? Was there a point, a moment where you went, all right, this is it?
I mean, once I moved down here, I feel like COVID was kind of a blessing and a curse, because it made me sit still. Like I was traveling a lot, and I don't think I was ready to accept that in order to do something like being an artist, you really have to put the work in.
Be still, yeah.
Yeah, you have to be still, and you have to learn, and you have to practice because you have to put the time into it, or it's just not going to happen. So I think as soon as COVID happened and I sat still long enough, and then I was painting and trying to sell stuff as well, And then as soon as I started putting things out there, it was almost like some people were waiting for me to put things out that knew me.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like, oh, wow. Okay, like I think I can actually do this. Like people are asking for these paintings from me. And then the minute that Sarah gave me the call up and I had that first exhibition, I was like, whoa.
How does that work? So do you apply it to be a feature within a gallery? Like it was...
To Sarah...
My terminology is completely wacky.
Sarah messaged me.
So she...
And I was...
What do you call it? A collaborate?
Like being represented.
Represented, okay. Yep.
Yeah, I had my eye on the gallery in town. As soon as I moved down, I was like, oh, that looks like a really nice gallery.
That looks nice.
How nice would that be? And then...
She approached you?
Yeah, one of the guys that had bought a painting off me, an old guy out at Manana, had gone into the gallery and hassled Sarah to sign me.
No way. Do you want a little top up here?
Yeah, sure.
Pog, you want a little bit more wine, mate?
The funny thing, is that he essentially kickstarted my career. By going to the gallery and hassling Sarah. And then Sarah finally was like, okay, like I'll give her a shot. And it was her first ever exhibition under her, like that she had signed. It wasn't under Alchemy yet, but she was the assistant,
right? I
believe how it went. And I was the first person she'd signed to have an exhibition. So it was big pressure on her as well.
Wow.
So then I was like, oh crap, I hope this is all right. And then they were like, oh, you're going to be ready for an exhibition like in a few months. And I was like, what?
Start painting, girl.
Yeah, so I was just like painting as hard and fast as I could.
Wow.
And then it was a sellout show. Like I was just...
What a good feeling, huh?
Oh my God, it was...
Such a relief /
My face hurt from smiling. I remember that feeling of like being like my face muscles hurt.
Go home and icy cheeks.
Yeah, so overwhelming.
So essentially, you the time that you realized that your career was as an artist was during COVID. Moving here was so the South Coast became your stepping stone into your career as an artist.
Pretty much, yeah.
Cool.
I have a South Coast to thank.
How good.
I think that was it. I think I love Avalon, where Mum is, and Sydney's fun, but like it was just moving down here was a catalyst because I think I just connected so much more with the landscape down here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the landscapes up there are beautiful, but I think coming down here, it was something fresh and something that I guess I was excited to learn about because it was new.
Of course.
And I mean, the bushland here is just beautiful. Yeah, everyone knows that. Like we are so lucky down here. We have this amazing national park that just like butts up against our little tiny towns and it's just vast and there's so much out there. There's so much to explore. You guys
have got the finger on the pulse with some of the... You guys are kind of onto it.
Yeah.
I need to get in sync a bit more.
Yeah, we'll go hiking.
Yeah, we need to. I'm keen. So I was just wondering, like, is there a competitive aspect of being an artist? Like, is there a threat from other local South Coast artists? Like, are you kind of like, is there a bit of a... No, it's not a thing.
No. You lift people up. Like
everyone's encouraging each other to be a better artist. Okay.
I feel like artists we connect in that way because everyone's kind of knows the industry and knows that it is really, really hard. So, right. I mean, I can't obviously speak for everyone, but I get so excited meeting other artists. I think they're always just the best people that you connect on a level where it's artistic, but it's also... I feel like artists are people that have these really deep feelings and a connection to their trade, and it's just mutual. Like it has to be. Like every artist I know is a legend.
Sharing common values, or appreciations,
and like it's amazing because you get this window into the way they see the world. Yeah. So like I just appreciate so much seeing how other people interpret things.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. I mean, like I guess art essentially, and this is a pretty stupid analogy, but like to tie it in with surfing, like surfing's a solo sport. You go out on your own to please yourself, you essentially are going to catch a wave for you for that gratitude or for that sense of pleasure that is purely for you. Like it's a solo sport, which often can bring out in certain senses the worst in people in a way, because people are competing for that one moment, that one wave, that one opportunity. And I always wonder with art, is it like it's such a personal solo thing. Was there ever like a kind of butting heads, like you put in all this effort and someone's gone in there and done it in 20 minutes and then they sell those for more and you're like, well, fuck you, I put my whole month into this and you did that in 30 minutes. Like, but that's not an aspect of it. Cool.
I don't think so. It's not like a competitive thing, because I feel like art is so broad.
Never in like the collaborative shows or anything? Or
even with art prizes. So art prizes, like, you know, like the Archibald things like that. Like I enter that like art prizes pretty often. Yeah. And I've never been picked for one.
No.
But
it will come
whenever that happens, I think it's someone else's time and they have been Dutchy.
Yeah, he's over there shuffling around, isn't he?
And it's also a hard thing because art is so subjective.
Yeah.
Even judges of an art prize are going to have bias. So it's nothing to do with how good you are, really. It's just the place and the time.
We've got a...
got a naughty pooch.
Yeah. He's woken up and he's shuffling around. He's gonna have to go to his bed, I think. We got Pogo. We got Pogo on. He's like the podcast room ranger. He's like the ranger. He's out of his limits.
Security.
That's it. Timed off leash. That's it. Done. Time's up. Time to go, mate. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That's interesting. So I've just wondered that, like, is there like a pressure of doing a show with other people? Do you get nervous, or do you get anxious about the possibility that you do a show and someone sells 80% of theirs and you sell 2?
I don't feel that. I mean, but I don't want to speak for anyone else. Maybe there is pressure on other people, but right. I get excited when my friends sell art.
Cool.
Even if it's someone I've ever met.
But that's probably a reflection of you as a person as well.
That represents someone that's bought art, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And that's important.
Yeah, is your market always established adults? Is that like, I guess there's probably
I get a lot of young people, actually.
You do?
Yeah.
Because like how like I always find it like my reason that I don't have 6 of your pieces in here is this is temporary for now.
Yeah.
This isn't where I'll be forever.
And that's what's so hard as well, because I'm like, most of my friends are renters. Like they don't own their own houses. But yeah, I find that, I mean, there's a lot of young couples, a lot of old people. It's a pretty mixed bag.
Cool.
Yeah. And I do love the older customers, the arty-farty oldies, because it's just like always the best people.
Cool.
But yeah, I always have a moment of pride when I do have someone
younger, a
friend, or like someone I know that has my art as well. Like that makes me so happy.
Yeah, of course.
To know that friends have my artwork, and I guess they take it with them wherever they go. I painted a picture for a friend of mine, like my best friend, and I wrote on the back of it, you know, whenever you see this, you're going to be going through a change, and I just want you to remember that I love you. Yeah. And I wrote that because I thought she's going to be moving houses probably for a long time. She can't afford a house. Yeah. But every time she moves house now, she's going to turn that painting over and see the back. Yeah. So I was like, this is more than a painting now. This is like a little reminder for her every time she moves house.
The writing piece, you mean every time you see this?
Yeah. Because when else would you look at the back of a painting?
You wouldn't. Yep, I get it now. I thought you meant every time you look at the painting itself, and I was like, what is it down in the reflection room?
Put it this way. Put it this way: like all the people that are older that buy a painting, they're probably never going to see the back of it again because it'll stay in their house.
It stays in their house until they goes to the grave with them. Yeah, wow, that's cool. Because I don't know if you've listened, but previously when I was talking with Emily Reed, and she said that for her the point where she decided I'm going to be a tattoo artist was she kind of had this realization where it was like, there's a lot of work that goes into producing a one-of-a-kind product. And she said, whereas it's harder because her market seemingly was younger people. And she said it was hard because our friends and people our age don't often have the money or the means to buy something permanent that costs thousands of dollars.
Exactly.
I mean, obviously, it's hard to put a price on an artwork specifically because it's just so much time and effort, and one-of-a-kind objects are worth, again, you can't put a price on it. But she said that in her head there was a point where she was like, I'm going to try tattooing because young people can spend $100, $200, $300, whatever, if they really want to lash out to $1,000.
Yeah.
Whereas, you know, if you do a huge piece up to 30 grand, don't let me put numbers forward without obviously knowing too much about it. But I mean, like, you know, it's so much more achievable for a young person to go, I can get 30 grand and just get something that's on me that's there permanent. You can get something permanent for like a 10th, you know, a 20th of the price. Yeah. So I wondered if that was a thing, like if there is people, but I guess, again, it's all subjective. It's depending. It's
and it's cute because a lot of young people will buy like little works, and then that makes it like, so it's like obviously cheaper, but it's like portable.
Right.
So then I've had like some people that are like, I'm going to buy this now, and then I'm going to start thinking about what I want when I own a house. And we get
a big one.
And they're like, this represents what I'm going to have when it's bigger and it's on a wall. And I'm like, it sucks that we like, obviously it's hard when you don't have a house, and that's a whole nother thing. But it's just so cool that like I know that people want my art, and like it's about the art, and they want the art, they want the thing that represents me and a piece of me, which is just so cool, and it's like a little investment for them.
So good. Yeah.
So it feels like they're investing in me.
Yeah. Like I said, like when the time comes, I'm getting one as big as that mattress over there. Like I'm going big. I'm getting something.
Like I can't even fit my art on my walls.
Yeah. I'm getting a proper, like when the time comes, I'm getting a piece. We've discussed this for the last few years. It's when the time comes, I'm lashing out. I'm going big. Going huge. But yeah. Oh, sweet. Well, I guess I'm sure we could just I could talk about your art for hours. We could sit here for the rest of the night and talk about it. But there is an aspect to you that I'm sure your friends know, but maybe not everyone knows, is you're a bit of a environmental crusader, right? I guess it could be a way to put it.
Makes me sound a bit more aggressive than I am.
But you guys, from what I've seen, you guys often attend rallies and protests against the government in protection of native forests, animals, and other things alike, right? Do you want to explain a bit more about that?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, please.
I mean, I've always had kind of a part of me that feels like I wanted to participate in protests because I knew that there are grassroots movements that exist, and they are full of really good people that are trying to make change. My first protest I ever went to was when I was, I must have been like 12 or something, out at Mignano, when they were trying to put a mega tip out there.
Right.
Yeah. So the community went there, and my dad helped me make a sign that said "Stop Overdevelopment" in our town. And I went to that, and I got in the paper.
Cool.
But ever since that moment, I kind of started thinking about that. And, you know, I've been getting more into it lately because I spend a lot more time at home painting, and I listen to a lot of, obviously, podcasts. I read a lot of books. I've always had a fascination with science, always had a bit of a science-minded brain, which is kind of interesting, but I love listening to experts, and I love listening to people that are really good at what they do.
Yeah.
So I follow a lot of ecologists, scientists, climate scientists.
Yeah.
I love learning. Like, learning is my favorite thing to do. This is why, like, I really want to get better at art. I really want to learn all the things there are to learn about the planet.
Yep.
And so in the course of that, I have been listening to a lot of scientists talking about climate change, and I've been listening to a lot of scientists talking about this biodiversity crisis, and I've been listening to a lot of experts talking about all these problems that the world is facing and how important it is, how dire it is, and they are just at wit's end because no one's listening. And so being someone that gets out in nature, being someone that is trying
on the front line
trying to observe things really closely, you start noticing things.
Are you noticing the change?
You notice the change.
Yeah, okay.
Someone that goes to the snow every year, we know the seasons are faster.
Yeah.
We know that they're closing quicker. We know there's less snow base.
Of course. Yeah.
We know that there are these tipping points, and we know that there are these positive feedback loops that happen. So we know that the less snow there is, the more dark earth and rock there is exposed, the less the sun reflects, the more the ground heats. It's the same thing that happens in our cities. We have these like heat island effects. You can feel it in Manana. As soon as the development happened out there, we lost the trees, we lost the canopy cover. It's hotter.
Right.
Like, everything you just become so hyper attentive to things when you hear experts talking about it, and then you're talking about this global thing that's happening, but then you notice it locally. Like, it's also really hard because obviously the news moves really fast.
Yeah.
And people just forget really quickly.
In and out, yeah.
We forget that a couple of years ago, Maui in Hawaii was on fire. We forget that last year, LA was on fire.
Yeah.
We forget about the Black Summer. We forget about the Lismore floods. Like, I've had friends of mine, I've had to sponge mud off paintings from Lismore because their entire house was submerged in water.
Yeah.
So I've had all these little things happening to me over the past few years where I start noticing things that are happening and that things are starting to come undone. And then these scientists that are talking to me through podcasts saying, all my research is pointing towards this, and using their really reasonable language where they're trying to be really, they're trying to not be extreme and dramatic about it. But it's so obvious to me what is happening. We know that we're at 1.5 to stay alive was the thing. 1.5 degrees and the entire earth is going to start to unravel. We hit 1.5 last year.
1.5 degrees
hotter than pre-industrial
average.
Times, yeah.
What is it?
Pre-industrial times.
Pre-industrial times, yeah.
So before we started burning this stuff.
Yeah.
We know at 2 degrees we lose the Great Barrier Reef. We lose 99% of the reefs on Earth.
Wow.
So learning all this stuff, I just was kind of sitting there at home sizzling, thinking about it. And being an introvert, a lot of artists are introverts. You just want to do something, but you don't know what. So I started getting active because it was the only thing that was going to be the solution to my despair. And it was the best thing I ever did.
Yeah.
Like, as soon as I started meeting people that felt the same way, it was like a validating thing to know that other people are worried. And you know as well that people care. Like, so many people out there care. Like, we have these really intelligent, smart people who are trying to get this message out, realizing that we need to stop fossil fuels. We need to stop pretending like this isn't moving as fast as it is, and pretending like we haven't lost 70% of our entire wildlife species in the last 50 years. Like, we have just like completely annihilated this planet, and it just gets treated like it's environmentalism, and the environment is something over there that we can worry about. I think what people forget is, like, the environment is here. Like, it's the air we're breathing.
It affects everyone.
It's
doesn't
everything.
matter where you are.
It's the wine we're drinking. It's the food you buy at the shop. It's the snowboarding. It's the surfing.
Everything.
You've seen the algae bloom off the coast of South Australia at the moment. It's just like obliterating the wildlife down there. We have like native forest logging destroying so many endangered creatures that we are so close to losing. It's just like, it's become this snowball effect. And I think in my mind, I just had it up to here, and I was like, enough is enough. I need to go back to the front lines or I'm going to go crazy. So yeah, me and Pog have done a few rallies. We did the Bob Brown Foundation rally in town. Andrew Kaneda is like an absolute weapon on this topic. He's making a film at the moment. And I strongly encourage people follow Clear Cut Film because that's going to come out. Yeah, Clear Cut Film.
Okay.
We've got some really cool like environmental warriors that are working on that because we have this logging out in Broomans, like our local state forest, just like half an hour away from here. People are destroying our local forest, and like we don't see it. You see the log trucks come through Milton every once in a while.
Oh, that's it. Yeah.
Which we know that native forest logging runs at a loss. They don't make any money. Why are they doing it? Like our precious trees are being turned into wood chips. Not furniture, nothing of quality. It's just this industry that is old and archaic and doesn't serve a purpose anymore, but there's like a few jobs that we could so easily just subsidize and get them out of and get them into plantations. But anyway, yeah, I'm rambling, sorry, but
no, this isn't rambling. This is what I'm prying at. This is what I want.
So then so that was kind of a few different protests we did that with that. I ended up joining a bunch of different groups. I have helped out with, we did some community forums with like 360 and like ACF, and we did Bob Brown Foundation, Knitting Nanas. Have you heard of them?
No.
These are the best women ever.
Actually, no, I have. Remind me, but yes.
These are these women.
Do they knit sweaters for animals, or did I make that up?
No, or maybe. All over Australia, there's this group called the Knitting Nanas, and they're these like generally older women that are just like badass fighting the government on fossil fuels. And they are like protesting, and they knit things, and that's a form of protest. They'll do like a knit in where they'll like go to someone's office, or they'll go to like a native forest that needs protecting, or they'll go to a climate protest and they'll just knit. But they're just like the most badass women, and they are like taking things to the courts. Like they are.
Yeah, I saw some crazy shit of someone, maybe an older woman gluing her hands around.
Yeah, probably had. They're always in yellow. They're always in yellow.
Okay.
But yeah, they're amazing. So I did like a knit in with them on the side of like Ulladulla Harbour.
Can you knit?
I could embroider, so I took my embroidery down, and like they were giving me some embroidery points. But they're just the coolest older women I've ever met. Like adopting them as grandmothers.
So good.
And their whole thing is like listen to your nanas.
Listen to your nan. Yeah.
But they're protecting the world for like their future, like their grandkids, and they see what's happening, and they're just a powerhouse. But anyway, so I've joined all these different organizations, and it all kind of accumulated into this big protest that was happening 2 years ago. The rising tide blockade of the world's biggest coal port.
Oh, yeah.
So me and Pog went along to that, not last year, the year before.
Quick question.
Sure.
So was Pog always this much of a
I think I've dragged
conservationist?
Pog into these things.
Or is this your influence, inspiration, and now he's obviously being intrigued and influenced and surrounded by nature and surrounded by the ocean and the snow. He's obviously like everyone sees it. Like I see it. I'm not as much of an activist myself, just because I'm probably lazy and I should probably pull my finger out and have a bit more of a go. But was he always as passionate as you were, or did you bring your passion and then kind of light the fire in him, and now you guys take it on as a collaborative effort?
I think this is the funny thing when it comes to people. I feel like most people really care about this stuff. Like people really, really care. Yeah. And
you're a dodo if you don't. Like it's not that.
Well, it's so hard because I was in the same boat for so many years where I
did nothing.
Was waiting for the invitation or something to go to these things. Like I wasn't seeing these events. I wasn't maybe it's also this funny thing where you get plastered with activist, and it's this like dirty word. But I feel like people maybe didn't feel like it was their space, and you have to remember that, well, what I say to Pog is like there's really smart people out there, these amazing organizations and people that are organizing, doing the hard work, and all you have to do is show up and vote with your feet.
Yeah.
Like just rock up.
Just be
because
there.
Like if you've got people there, we are showing politicians how many people on the ground we can collect that are willing to leave their house and go down to a rally, sign or no sign, but just by being there, you are showing people that we care. And I think, I mean, you'd have to talk to Pog about it, but maybe that was a really easy thing to do, to just rock up.
Yep.
And especially when you have someone to go with. The fun thing about the blockade was that it's kayaking.
Yeah.
So
a couple yaks.
so I dragged him up to Newcastle, and the whole idea is you're blockading a coal port.
Yeah.
So the Newcastle coal port is the biggest coal port in the world.
Yeah.
Just the stuff that comes out of that coal port is 1% of the world's emissions.
Wow.
So that was always going to be a prime target. And this protest was so well organized. Like the first year we went up, it was really fun. It was like, obvious. I think there was like maybe 2,000 or 3,000 people.
Mm-hmm.
It was really easy. We rocked up. There was heaps of kayaks to take on the beach. We were blockading it for the whole weekend. It was kind of just a bit of fun. And it was so cool because you got there and you got this energy and you're feeling like everyone has come from all over these places around Australia. To show solidarity and support and to try and push this cause, no matter what kind of place they were coming at it from, whether it was biodiversity, whether it was the injustice, whether we had unions there, we had all these different, we had scientists there, we had PhD students, we had kids, we had grandparents. Like it was just like this weird mixing platter of people, and to have everyone kind of come to Newcastle Coal Port together and do that was just so much fun.
Yeah.
The second year, last year, even bigger.
Massive.
7,000 people.
7,000 people.
So we had...
It's like a small festival.
It was a protestival. That's what they deemed it. And that was kind of what was so good about it, because they made it so accessible to people. Like they made it was about joy and it was about fun, but it was also about calling out the government and saying like, hey, we see what you're doing.
Yeah. Like
we are here to shine a light on this.
Let you know we don't like it.
Yeah.
You fuckers.
Was like, it's a bit of a story, because the last few years before that we had the protest was going ahead, but it was in a way where, so it's hard to explain. The police give you a Form 1 for a protest, which means the protest is allowed to go ahead. So every year they would stop the coal ships and we would blockade the coal port, and it was good because you get the media shot, the whole idea of a protest is you want to get the attention of the media. It's really important because that's when the politicians listen.
Yeah. Like
if you have all these thousands of people blocking a coal port, the media's there, we're having fun, we're being joyful, peaceful, non-violent, direct action. It's the best way to get the attention of people up top, and then they kind of have to explain themselves as to why we are doing this and trying to get their attention.
Yeah.
So the second year, the anti-protest laws came in. So the government has been cracking down on protest. It's pretty scary because they are trying to make it harder for people to protest. They want to scare people off it pretty much. Like, don't shine a light on what we're doing. We don't want to show you. We don't want people knowing. Yeah. I mean, not to get political, but Labor is still approving, like emissions are still rising.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to be like, oh, Labor's doing such a good job, but why are emissions still going up? Like they've just approved another project in WA, which is going to go ahead till 2070. How old are we going to be in 2070? I didn't expect us to still be burning fossil fuels then.
So not to play devil's advocate here, but
right.
to kind of counter what you're saying, what is your answer then to like the energy crisis and like, you know, like what is your answer then? What is your substitute for burning fossil fuels? What do you think?
Renewable energy.
And do you think that there's enough renewable resources to provide the quantity that we need as a nation to be able to run at the level that we do?
I think we can work towards it.
Yep.
So there's three pillars of Rising Tide.
Yep.
So three things that we're asking for.
Go.
First thing, we want no new fossil fuels. So just stop opening new ones. We can do that tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Are you fine with the ones that are currently running? Or
the ones that are running, they're running right now.
Right.
They can stay open, sure.
Okay.
For now.
Yep.
Second pillar, tax our fossil fuels. We don't tax our fossil fuels.
Yeah.
Our gas, we export 80% of our gas. They don't pay any tax. We don't get any money for it.
Export it to another country.
Where they process it and sell it fucking
back to us.
Back to us.
Yeah.
Punters Politics. People should listen to that guy. He's very smart on
That's
it.
That's pretty fucking stupid, yeah.
People need to know this. Like, we don't make much money from our fossil fuels. We don't tax it. So Norway
Makes sense, yeah.
taxes their fossil fuels at like 75%, I think. They have $1 trillion in a sovereign wealth fund.
Wow.
Imagine having that much money. What we could do. We could all get our teeth fixed. Like, we could have like free uni. We could have so much stuff.
Yeah.
But we don't tax them because of lobbying. The lobbying that goes on in Parliament. So we need to shine a light on that. And then the third pillar, by 2030, we reckon we can wind down fossil fuels.
Yeah.
We have enough time.
Is there progression in this battle? Do you see that we're moving forward in that? Or are we still
I
going
think they
down
just need
the
a
turner?
shove. And that's why it's so good to protest. Because we need to shine a light on this and be like, fast, like, we need to do this. We can do this. We have all these experts that are like showing us how we can do this. And that's why it is so amazing, because like so many people have proven how we can do this.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so plausible. What we just have to counter the lobbyists that are in the other ear of the politicians who are saying we want to keep making profit from this. Because let's be real. So people love a conspiracy, right?
Yeah.
I've got a conspiracy
Go
for
on.
you. Shell and Exxon in 1970 heard about this thing called carbon dioxide, which was known since 1800s to be a heat trapping gas.
Mm-hmm.
So this heat trapping gas was in the atmosphere, and it works in our favour. It keeps the planet warm. They knew that it did that. It works as a greenhouse gas, and that's kind of what keeps the planet livable. But in the 70s and 80s, Exxon and Shell got their own scientists, because there was this suggestion. Someone said, oh, hang on a second, you're burning coal and gas. Doesn't that release carbon dioxide? Will that be bad for the atmosphere? So they got their own internal scientists onto it. They went and got their own scientists and said, okay, can you go look at this thing and see if like carbon dioxide is this going to be an issue for us? Because we want to make lots of money. So they got their own internal scientists, their scientists, to go and look into this thing, and they came back with a report and they said, sorry, boss, but yeah, it's gonna rise.
Fuck the planet.
It's going to rise temperatures by about 3 degrees by the 2050s to the end of the century. So precise. Spot on. So then Shell and Exxon had to make a decision. We can make so much money from this, but it's going to cost us the future of the planet. So what did they do? They hid the report.
And signed the deal.
We have the reports now. We can see them all from the 80s.
Right.
They decided to sign away everything on this planet for profit.
Signing away the planet for income.
They climate-proofed their oil rigs from sea level rise. Like, they knew.
They knew.
And these same people are the ones that are trying to convince us that we need to keep burning fossil fuels. Why should we trust them?
I guess, well, we shouldn't. Yeah.
So coming back to this protest, it's reasonable to close down these fossil fuels by 2030 because they've known all that time. We've had all this time. How old are you? You turned 30 this year. You got a birthday coming up.
I do. Correct.
I'm 31. In our lifetime, half the carbon dioxide has been put there.
Yeah.
And they knew that whole time. So for us to feel like, for people to call climate activists extreme for panicking, it's like we have known this whole time. So, of course we're panicking.
Yeah. I mean, look at the GOAT. Look at the GOAT, David Attenborough. Listen to that man.
I know.
If you can't listen to him, everyone, doesn't matter if you're into the environment or not, everyone knows who that fucking guy is.
Yeah, and it's exactly
and everyone
what he
respects
says.
him. And
exactly.
he's there. He's going down his last words before he turns over.
Yeah.
It's exactly that.
So that's why last year at the protest I got arrested. I ended up, I was out there. 200 of us got arrested.
Wow.
So what I was saying about the Form 1 before, the police didn't end up giving us our Form 1 because of the anti-protest laws. Well, not so much because of that, but because the government didn't want the protest to go ahead because they know that this momentum's building and they know that they're doing the wrong thing. So we paddled out on the water anyway. This last year's protest was insane. We had John Butler play. We had Angie McMahon play. We had Peter Garrett play.
I saw that.
We had this stellar lineup of all these musicians who are like playing for free because that's how much they care.
Because they're
We had workshops. It was POG was overseas. I went by myself. I met the most incredible people, like
Right.
people that had come from all over the country because they knew how important this was.
Yeah.
We were doing workshops. I was doing like a degrowth workshop in the morning. We were getting fed for free. They put on all free food. It was completely funded by the people. We were having there was mental health camps where you could look after yourself. You could go have like legal briefings about whether you felt like you were ready to get arrested. You could do
Wow.
there was a queer cabaret. Like this event was huge.
Huge.
It was so much fun.
Like, what did you say?
Protestival.
Fully.
But the hard thing about it was that the cops were this overwhelming presence there because they weren't on our side this time.
Yeah.
They didn't give us the permission to protest.
Yeah.
They took that away. So then they were entitled to kind of control us as they wished. They weren't going to protect our right to protest. So they were ready for us. So we were like, what do? We can't paddle out any time because the coal ships were still going through. So I don't know how much I'm meant to say about this. The legals might be angry at me. Anyway, we got to a point where
Everyone, I mean, it's public information, so you can't you're not exposing anything that's already not exposed.
Exactly.
I've seen all of it.
So they got to a point where it was just ready, set, go.
Just
between the boats.
Let's fucking have it.
Everyone lined up. We buddied up. So we were in inflatable kayaks. In my kayak was a mum, a librarian from Perth. Like we paddled out into the lineup. Somehow there was riot squad, there was police helicopters, there was police on horseback, there was police there was every kind of cop under the sun trying to stop us getting into this lineup. And somehow our boat, we made it out into the lineup and we grabbed onto each other. And the idea was we'll just stay there and we were going to get arrested and it was going to be good media.
Yeah.
So when we're out there, the other thing is, I have on one side of me, I have a teenager. The other side, I had a coal miner. And then I've got a librarian in the back of my boat. This is just the variety of people that were there.
So there's coal miners rallying against the coal?
Absolutely.
Wow.
They want a transition. They want them to tax, because the thing about taxing these companies is the money will go back into the community. The coal industry doesn't even contribute much to Newcastle or the Hunter region. They were there to be we want you to tax them and pay for us to have better jobs and have a guaranteed future.
Well, that's interesting.
Because the way it's going, they're just going to keep pretending like these industries going to go on forever and eventually it's going to end and they're going to be left high and dry. We're all on the same side. You know?
Yeah.
No one's on the side of the billionaires.
No. I mean, if the billionaires want to start coughing up a bit of coin and dishing out a bit of money to everyone, then we're like, yeah, sweet.
Exactly.
Otherwise, you're schmucks. Until you start coughing up.
They pretend, yeah.
Buy us all a ranch.
I could go on forever, but they pretend they care about the jobs. But I know people that work in the mines and they see self-driving trucks. They don't give a shit about the jobs.
No.
Anyway, coming back to it, yeah, we ended up getting arrested, got picked up on the riot squad, taken back to port. As soon as we got back in, we were so well looked after. We have this whole legal team that's ready for us. They're going to fight it, but of course, we got charged for the anti-protest laws.
Yep.
Maximum 2 years jail and $20,000 fine.
And how did you navigate that?
Pleading not guilty and it's in process.
It's still happening?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mental.
Yeah.
I mean.
So that's kind of where it's at. And this is how this is all accumulated. I get really worked up about it because this is all of our fight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's really frustrating because we all have a right to protest and this is now about democracy as well.
Yeah.
But this protest is going to go on ahead. It's going to go ahead this year again. And they've kind of tied us up in this court case. So, but we just need feet on the ground. No one has to get arrested, but I encourage anyone that can come to come. It's in November to Newcastle and it's just so much fun. It's full of joy. It's just a big day out, but for anyone that cares, it is the most liberating and validating experience I've ever done.
Get in there and make your presence known.
Yeah, or just any protest. We're gonna be going to, me and a friend will be going to Parliament House. We're gonna have a Palestine rally, which is coming up in a few weeks.
Right.
I encourage people to just be passionate and to just not sit still and think they can't do anything.
Yep.
It's so hard it's so easy to feel like you can't do anything and that nothing you do matters or helps or...
That's definitely a thing, isn't it? people were like, oh, well, what the hell am I gonna?
Yeah.
I guess it's the same thing with voting.
Yeah.
People are like, oh, what the fuck?
What's the point?
What's the point? What am I going to be able to do? What's my voice going to mean? But
and to that
every
I say,
voice
like,
counts.
Like it's really easy to think like that, but then I think we have an obligation to make sure we use our vote and use our well, just in terms of everything, like where we are, as shit as that all is, we are allowed to protest here and we have a direct ear to our government. And if our government is the third largest exporter of fossil fuels in the world and towns are being moved in the Pacific Islands because the oceans are rising, I think we have an obligation to have the ear of our government if they don't have a vote here. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's not just about us, it's about
the
poor
global
people
community
around
in
the
general.
world that are going to be affected way before we are.
Well, that's exactly it, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not just the Australian community that's affected, it's the global. So you're making a stand for not only us, but the global to a global scale as well. Wow, interesting.
It's a lot to digest.
I was
sorry.
I was very interested. I was gonna bring that up, and then I was like, during the conversation, I was specifically gonna bring up when you stopped the coal ships, but I'm glad that was the conversation because that's what I wanted to know about.
Got very arrested.
Because I saw, yes, I wanted to know about the arresting, and I saw photos and videos of that, and I'm like, it's pretty fucking major, like just blocking a port.
I am not a
antagonist.
No. I feel so safe in my studio at home, but
but good for you for getting out of the comfort zone, having a swing for something you believe in.
Yeah.
Passion.
Thank you.
You're a passionate artist. You're passionate about the environment. You're passionate about where the influence of your art stems from. Like fucking keep swinging. It's good.
I think it's important.
That's how it's meant to go.
We can, and also there's so many artists out there. Like I meet so many artists in environmental protests, any sort of protest. I think if you observe the world so closely, you're gonna inevitably expose injustice. Yeah. And to people that think that they can't do anything or can't make a change, I always think about this really funny analogy, but like, what's the one rule of time travel when you think of movies? So you think about like Back to the Future, like Bill and Ted, Doctor Who. You think about it and it's don't touch anything. Don't make a move because you will change everything.
Because you undo what's...
What if you applied that to now? Yeah. What if something you did now, something brave, something different, what if one conversation you have could unravel the entire fate of everything?
Fucking hell. Yeah, you're right. There is a bit to unpack there, isn't there?
So that's my call to just do something brave.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. So essentially your message to the people is just get feet on the ground. Feet on the ground. And like people are already doing the work. That's the thing. You just have to show up. You don't need to be there swinging the big numbers and pressing the buttons and doing the
there's so many ways to get involved. Like even if you can't show up, like just make a donation, like share something on socials, like
just be a contributor.
Yeah. Use your power. Be a contributor
for the greater good, for the thing that we all appreciate.
Yep.
And that we're all engulfed in.
Yep.
No one's isolated or separate from it. Everyone is affected.
And then like someone's going to see you go to something and be like, Cooch went to that thing. Maybe I'll go next year.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. Well, again, these topics are things that we could speak for hours and hours and hours about.
I know I've been rambling.
You haven't been rambling. No. This is exactly the path I was hoping to take. But and same with your art. We could speak for hours. Like I have so many questions, but this is, I think like I've got this idea of maybe I'll do like in like a year's time, do like a sequel season.
Where are they now?
a season of sequels, and then like catch up with the people I've already previously spoken to, so then we can just continue to unravel more and more and more, because there's just people's stories are endless.
Yeah.
You know, there's endless information, endless entertainment, I guess.
Yeah.
But I guess like we'll start to wrap it up.
Yeah.
To some degree. Would you consider yourself a role model to aspiring artists, to start us off? Would you say?
It's hard, isn't it? Because I do believe in that thing though. It's like you can't be what you can't see.
Yeah.
So I'm like, if someone sees me doing this,
then they're encouraged.
and they feel like maybe where I was 10 years ago, they'll be like, that's a path I can do.
Yeah.
And that to that person that said like, but what are you really going to do?
Yeah.
Like, screw that. Like,
Yeah.
I am
They can
so
stick it
excited
in
to see
their
a bunch
arse.
of young artists get involved and like see that as an actual career and like wear their heart on a sleeve. Yeah.
And as an environmentalist, would you consider yourself a role model as well?
I hope so.
Yeah.
I have people that are like 10 years younger than me that are my role models.
Yeah, cool.
Like, we have people in the community that are so young and just see how important this is to them, and they're the ones that are taking to the front line. And I saw them and I was like, okay, well,
I'm going to have more of a
this
crack.
person can do this, I can do it. Yeah, exactly. So I
Right.
feel like, yeah, anyone can be a role model in that.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Do you have any regrets? I mean, maybe as an artist, like, look, obviously failure is a huge part of growing as an artist. So I guess you wouldn't necessarily have regrets of failed pieces. But do you have any regrets as an artist?
Regrets.
Not necessarily.
I mean,
You can say no if you feel like you.
yeah, I'm
Your
trying to think
journey's
as an
been-
artist. Like,
Yeah,
I've
cool.
definitely had failures. Like, definitely, like,
But it's
stuff like
important.
not getting into art prizes and things like that. But I think
Yeah.
I'm getting a thicker skin when it comes to stuff like that.
Yeah.
And yeah,
It's a funny question,
you just
though.
learn. You just learn.
Yeah.
And yeah.
You can't regret a failure because it's sort of
Yeah.
paved out the way it's supposed to get you where you are now, right?
Exactly. It's that
Yeah.
butterfly effect thing.
Yeah, totally. So where do you see yourself just as a whole in the semi-near future? Say, like, in the next 5 years, where do you hope to be?
5 years.
Can be more, can be less. There's no specific timeline on that.
We're planning. I really want to go paint some new landscapes.
Plant some new landscapes?
Sorry, paint some
Paint,
new
sorry.
landscapes.
Sorry, that was me tripping. Yep.
Trying to plan. I really want to go to the desert. It's something
Desert?
I really want to do.
Ooh, have you done many desert
No,
paintings?
me and Pog have kind of been like workshopping this idea of trying to paint on the road and do the Oz trip,
Oh, that's
but
mental.
it's very much in like working mode. But I really hope within definitely. We're thinking next year,
Oh, yeah.
but then I'm thinking like 5 years down the road, maybe like to be able to be painting all this new stuff. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
Awesome.
yeah,
That sounds fucking mental.
yeah.
Okay, so
But
that's
it's just being portable
that's
is the
the
hard
plan.
thing.
Is there any exhibitions or any shows coming up?
We'll be doing Sydney. Yeah, Sydney Art Fair in November.
November. Okay.
That's going to be a thing.
That's the next one coming up.
Um,
So you're
yeah.
creating works to
I'll
go
be doing
towards
work
that.
for that now.
Beautiful. Yep.
Yep. Not sure after that, but
Awesome.
I'm always doing something.
Of course. Yep. All right. Well, this is always a pretty funny one to tie it up. Do you have any advice to give to your younger self, firstly?
My younger self. Probably just wear your heart on your sleeve.
Mm-hmm.
Don't. Yeah. I think I was pretty quiet and worried about what people thought about me. It's that funny thing, isn't it? Everyone always is thinking about themselves. No one cares what anyone else is.
Yeah.
Everyone's so worried when you're a teenager about each other. But
Always.
I think, yeah. And don't be scared to change your mind.
Ooh, I like that. Okay. Don't
Yeah.
be stuck in your ways. Don't get stuck in the mud.
Just be willing to accept new information
Okay.
and, yeah, challenge things.
Cool. So good. Taz, thanks so much for coming in. That was unreal. That's, I mean, you've taught and explained and unraveled so much, so many questions that I had, and I'm stoked and I'm so honoured to have you in here. And it was such a pleasure, and
Absolute
look forward
pleasure.
to seeing all the amazing stuff, and I can't wait to get a big piece planted on my wall. And yeah, good things to come. Thanks very much.
And thank you for doing this. I absolutely love this podcast, and I think it is exposing how beautifully unique our friends are.
Epic. Well,
yeah.
thanks very much.
Thank
And Thanks for tuning in,
I'm
everyone.
looking forward to the podcast when you're interviewed.
Oh, no. Interview myself. No, that's too much of me speaking. We don't want to listen to that.
I want the cooch story.
Oh, shivers. No one wants that. All right. Well, thanks, guys.
All right.
Thanks, Pog, for sitting in.
Thank you.
Isn't it still noise?
Yeah.
Yes, exactly right. All right. Love you guys. And see you down the slope soon. This weekend, maybe.
Yes.
Mm.
Oh, you've heard. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. Thanks, everybody.
All right. Bye.
Bye.